All right, welcome back to another episode of One Piece. The One Piece is real. Anyways, hi, how you doing? Today we're gonna be talking about Reiju, and this is an updated list of OP12. This is a pretty experimental list. The whole idea of this list is basically we're trying to get as much value as we can out of this Reiju, the blocker Reiju that if you have 4 more events in your trash, this character gains 2k power and plus 5 cost. So while you don't need to necessarily build towards this requirement, you can just play it for a 4-5, which is not bad. Even off of your normal Reiju, that's not even terrible. Mostly because it shares pretty similar stats to the your draw engine version, but it just has blocker, and then of course you have Sanji. Which, funny enough, I don't see this Sanji in Reiju list very often or at all, really. So these are kind of like 2 experimental cards on the list. What I would like, I mean, I've talked about it in the past. I really don't like this man. I hate this guy. But in the current meta we're in, he's actually not bad. I mean, hell, even Hell's Judgment is probably even a better pick. Give it to 2 of your opponent's leaders or characters minus 3k power during this turn. This is not bad. And it's from block 2. So block 2, no, it's block 1. I read OPL2 and thought that was block 2. No, but this is not like a bad tech option if you want to switch it out for maybe Black Bug. Maybe that's even a decent option, but this is searchable. Red Rock is meant to help us get rid of big bodies, but honestly, we live in a world where I feel like Hell's Judgment could help us a little bit more in our time of need. But however, Reiju tends to use all of her Dawn, so it's pretty rare that we have 1 or 2 Dawn open, which is why I'm a little hesitant on having Ice Block Pheasant Peck in here. This is also another OP12 card, which is just a 1k counter. It has up to 1 of your leaders or characters get 4k power during this battle, then trash 1 card from your hand. Obviously, we like both of these effects. We like to defend ourselves with 4k with 1 Dawn. That's pretty massive value. The only downside is we're trashing something, but obviously we're going to be trashing one of our, relevant bodies, so that we can then play it on, play it later. And even if we have an extra German King, we could trash it to that as well. So this is like, there is no real downside to this. Very similar to like how Kuzan plays. There is no downside to trashing things in that list. Other than that, I think those are the 2 major upgrades we made. Obviously we had to switch out a couple of searcher events. Like obviously we switched over to the German 66. We yanked out the Foxy Pirate engine from this list to go a little heavier into our events. And I don't know if it was a good or bad idea, because this is the first time I'm going to be testing this. I haven't tested OP12 like with any of the actual cards. I've bought a couple of decks with OP12, but I haven't played with anything from OP12. So what I'm hoping for is that all of this is good and I'm perfect. I'm goated at this game, and that I get like 5-0. I get a positive win rate with this. But of course, there's also the reality where this is abominable, because one of the issues I think we're gonna have is using all of our Dawn, because we don't have a way of ramping. We've decided to cut Black Maria. We cut Black Maria for Sanji, mostly because I don't see a major benefit of ever going past like 4 to 7 Dawn. 8 Dawn would be nice, but I feel like that's a once per game kind of thing that you get to 8 Dawn. Majority of the time you want to be somewhere around 4 to 6 Dawn, which obviously means your Sanji costs 3 90% of the time. And if we're lucky, maybe we can get a 7k blocker. If we search enough and we block enough, we could potentially get a decent blocker relatively early. That's pretty hard to remove with cost counter, but obviously we're moving to a meta that may not care about cost removal anymore. In the simulator, other than OP12, we have OP13 stuff and PRB stuff. If we want, we can actually look at the whole list. But honestly, I'm not ready to do like a set review, mostly because, as you can tell, like these are pretty early spoilers for the set. We have some final renders in the simulator, but we're still missing like a couple of, like we're missing like, I think we're missing 1 leader and the rest of OP13. So I'm not worried about OP13. What I would like to do is look at PRB 02, probably maybe at the end of this, or maybe we could do it at the start of this. I'm not 100% sure, But as you can tell, there's only like, what, maybe like 14 cards that are unique to PRB2, which is in itself kind of special because PRB01 was a purely reset print or reprint set. Whereas PRB02 is a reprint set as well. We're seeing a lot of starter deck cards, previous cards from the last sets, but we're also getting like mechanically unique cards in PRB02, which is new and really welcomed. We could do just a quick card by card. So obviously in PRB02, which we're not getting for a while, we're going to be getting OP12 relatively soon, but we did a set review a couple of months ago of PRB02 back when the simulator updated. But since we're going to get OP12, and then I believe we're going to be getting this first. If I'm like, yeah, we're going to be getting PRB2 and then OP13 after that. And then I think we'll be caught up to the west or to the east. If Bandai wants to keep the promise, who knows? But either way, let's talk about some of the cards before we actually get into a couple of games in the new set. Because these are the cards that we're going to be seeing that are mechanically new that I might not know how to play, because I'm expecting to see a lot of black, purple, or black, yellow Luffy's in the future, or in a couple of games. But anyways, Kobe, 4/5, 1k counter, red card, navy sword. Opponent's turn. If your leader is navy type, this character gains 1k power, so it's a 6/6 on your opponent's turn. But when attacking, K up to one of your opponent's characters with a 3000 base power or less. Interesting. And then if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. This is pretty good. I could no, because I was gonna say you can see this in Rayleigh. Rayleigh can't play this because you have to be, well, I mean, Rayleigh can play it, but you're not gonna get the full advantage because you get a 1k buff if you're a navy type leader, but that's not necessarily a problem for Rayleigh. What I'm sure Rayleigh would like to do with this is K up to one of your characters, one of your opponent's characters with 3k power, base power or less. That seems like a really good design for low cost blockers, because we've been seeing like a lot of it's 1 cost blocker. Hold on, if this thing will ever update, maybe one day we'll actually get this look at blockers. And then sort by cost, yeah, that's fine, because we have a lot of 1 cost, like Tony Chopper is probably a great example of this, where we have a 1 cost blocker. Rosinante is a great example of this as well, of like just like stupidly cheap blockers that can just like get annihilated with this Kobe. There we go. So I could see this being used in other decks other than, Kobe and Garp in the future, mostly for the when attacking effect, because that's just, you're blasting through searchers, you're blasting through blockers, like low cost blockers, and it's not bad. I do like this. And then we have Lucky Roo. It's a 4, I mean, immediately we have a target for Kobe right here. So it's a blocker. On play, you may trash 1 character card with the power of 6k or 6k power or more from your hand, draw 2 cards. Interesting that it specifies the power. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if there's, I don't know about this one. It is a blocker. It's a pretty low power blocker though. It's a great way to cycle cards if you're in the Shanks deck. But you have searchers already. You already have a lot of stuff. You have like the event searcher, and then you have Uta searcher. But this is a generic searcher. So, but at that point, I feel like you would just play the music events, the searchable events that are musics. But then you don't get a body with it. I'm not too jazzed about this one. I'm not sure if it's gonna work its way into like a Rayleigh list, or if it's gonna work its way into a Shanks list. But it exists. It's a thing you can play. This one I'm a little more excited for, mostly for Smoker, but this is Law, 6 costs, 7k power, 1k counter, once per turn. If this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may give this character minus 2k power for the turn instead. We've seen this with the starter decks, was it Ace? Yeah, with Ace. We've seen this effect with Ace. So it looks like it's gonna be making its way outside of the Ace stuff. I'm not sure why Law has it, but it is what it is. When attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2k power during this turn. That's not bad. Okay. So you're making things you're swinging into smaller, which is not bad. Pretty good board control. It's a 6 cost. There's not a lot of 6 costs in red. So this is a pretty decent 6 cost with a 1k counter. It is searchable with Funk Hazard, 7 warlords, and heart pirates. Heart pirates, we're not seeing a ton of heart pirate stuff. Punk Hazard is probably more interesting because in the smoker list, I'm sure this is going to find its home there pretty soon. So this is Jewelry Bonnie. This is a 3 cost, 3k power, 1k counter blocker. On your opponent's attack once per turn, set up to one of your Dawn cards is active. This is just bread and butter. This is what Bonnie players want to be doing. I see no issue with this card. This is just more good stuff. In fact, I'm pretty sure they would play this over Urouge, I believe, is the other blocker that they would normally play. So I can see them playing this over Urouge. However, then it also gets immediately punched in the face by Kobe. So interesting. Interesting how that works. Next one is Luffy. So 4 cost, 5k power, 1k counter. Your turn on play. If your leader is multicolor and your opponent has 7 or less Dawn cards on the field, your opponent rests 1 active Dawn card at the start of your opponent's main phase. I don't know. How do I feel about this? This is for 4 Dawn. Resting 1 of your opponent's Dawn when they're at 7 or less. I don't know if this kills tempo or not. It sounds like it wants to kill tempo, but I feel like is this impactful enough? It's supernova searchable. Obviously, it's a straw hat. I like the art, that's for sure. I do like the art of this. This feels like really good base art for, just what is this? A super rare? Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I'm not feeling this card too much. This one makes sense for Bonnie. This one, I don't know if it's counterplay or not, but I don't mind it. So we have Zoro, 4 cost, 4k power, 2k counter, that's good. Straw Hat searchable, supernova searchable. Opponent's turn. If this character would be rested by your opponent's effect, you may rest one of your other characters instead. And it's a blocker. Why would a blocker do that? This is just another one of those blockers that kind of like protect the board. If this character would be rested by your opponent's effect, you may rest one of your other characters. I don't know. That seems weird. It's a very weird effect. But it is a searchable 2k counter, which is not bad. It's okay. I'm not crazy about its effect. Here's one. Mr. 3 Galdino is a 2 cost 1k counter, 1k power, 1k counter. This effect, this one's a little bit weird, so I want to talk about this one for a little bit. This effect can only be activated when this character is rested by your opponent's effect. You may trash this character and draw 2 cards, and then it has blocker. This is a very interesting effect because I think this is the first of its kind where we have a reactive ability where this can only be activated if your opponent does something to it. So, well, no, I guess it's not the first reactive, because I guess like what Rosinante, the 2 cost blocker Rosinante would be a reactive ability. This is similar in that kind of vein, where if your opponent interacts with this, well, if your opponent rests this, then you get to do a thing. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think it's very good. I'm gonna be real with you. It's, former Baroque Works, so you can play this in the buggy deck. It's cross guild Baroque Works. It's searchable in the cross guild buggy deck. I don't imagine your opponent would be wanting to rest this unless they want to rest a blocker. But then again, this also gets punched by Kobe, so it doesn't matter all that much. I guess if your opponent plays out a Hody Jones and they rest this, you get to draw 2 cards, which yippee, I guess. Not that big of a deal, especially if they're going for game. You might draw 2k counters, but you never know. This one I've heard a lot about. This Jinbei is a 4 cost 5k power, 1k counter. On play, look at the top 5 cards. Okay, yeah, from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 7 Warlords of the Sea type card other than Jinbei and add it to your hand. Then place the rest of the bottom of your deck. So it's a searcher at 5 costs or 4 costs. When attacking, place up to 1 character with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom of its owner's deck. Is this the card people have been talking about? Add to your hand, then place the rest of the bottom. Okay. I thought this was meant to be a replacement for the banned one. Look at the top 5 from the top of your deck. Reveal 1 7 Warlord other than this. Add it to your hand, then place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. Wow, this seems really bad. Place up to 1 character with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom of its owner's deck. I don't know. I don't think this was the Jinbei people were talking about. Was it? This does not feel like the replacement to the banned one. This feels like an overcost searcher that will occasionally bottom deck a 1 cost. That seems really bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of this. Marco, another one I've heard about. 4 cost, 6k power, no counter, blocker, on KO, draw 2 cards. So I like this card. I like this card for blue. Thank God Nami is getting rotated out so blue can come back to drawing cards again without, you know, getting completely nerfed to hell and back. Because holy moly, this is great. This would be great in blue purple croc. Because hold on, we'll look at, because we want to look at Baroque works. Baroque. How do you spell broke? Hold on. Rock. What is, because obviously this is BR R O. Hang on. Give me a butter moment. R O. There we go. Here are the Baroque work cards. So obviously this is probably where you want to play it. So and then obviously because where is the event? This one. Oh, come on my way. Oh, come on my way. This is great. It allows you to rest the dawn and redirect an attack. So you're going to want to just redirect the attack to Marco. PR. Come on. What is going on? PR. Where does A keep coming from? Yeah, so obviously if you're playing in the purple blue crocodile, you can redirect the attack, oncoming attacks to Marco, draw 2 cards. This is pretty good. Because then obviously you're drawing more things. What other card was gonna let you draw that one? That's right. The contrast between these 2 cards, insane. Because clearly one of these 2 is way better than the other. I'll let you decide which one that one is. It's pretty obvious. But anyways, we have Nami. I am so mad. This is a purple Straw Hat Searcher. This is so stupid. Why did purple get another Straw Hat Searcher? After playing, there it is. After playing this black navy Luffy, I want a Straw Hat Searcher for black. Why did purple get another one? They have like 3 or 4 of these. Why do they need this one? But anyways, Nami is a 2 cost, 2k power, 1k counter. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Straw Hat type character other than Nami, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest to the bottom of your deck in any order. Trigger, play this card, and it has a trigger. Oh my god, this is this is too good. I'm genuinely pissed. And the art looks really good. I like the I don't recognize the artist though, but I do like the art on this one. This one looks really good. It's another great Nami pickup if you like Nami. Pretty good Straw Hat Searcher for 2 Dawn that you can also occasionally just trigger for no reason. Pretty good. Pretty good. Only downside is it's not really a good swinger like Brand New. For instance, Brand New is a great swinger at 2 Dawn while also being a searcher. You know, if they would have added 1 more K power, I think it would have probably pushed it over the edge. However, they could have done it and got rid of the counter. So make this a no counter 2 cost 3k power trigger character. That might have pushed this over the edge, but I do like it. I just wish this was black so I can replace Brand New with this. But you know, whatever. It's their game, not mine. 5 costs. So this is Doflamingo. 5 costs, 6k power, 1k counter, blocker. On play, if your leader is multicolored, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and set it as rested. I mean, it's fine. We have like 20 different cards that do this same exact effect. And in fact, in PRB 13, we're gonna get a whole bunch of Roger Pirates that basically do this. Sometimes they set it as rested, sometimes they play it as active, but this is not super impressive. I think this was designed to work with the other 8 cost Doflamingo. Let's see. Yeah, this one. So on play, Dawn -1, play up to 1 cost 5 or lower Don Quixote Pirate type character from your hand. So I think they designed it to play off of this. So these 2 are meant to play off of each other. You got like a 2-frame animation. Jazz hands. Jazz hands. Jazz hands. I love that. It's the little things. ERB 02. Now this card I'm very excited for because I have a pudding list, as you saw a couple of videos ago. I do have it in here, but I haven't updated this list with the new pudding. I am thinking about yanking out the homie engine to add in pudding add in more Katakuris, and then I don't know, add something else. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm definitely going to be adding this, putting into this list. I've seen it played, and I do like the way this has been playing out. So it's a 7 cost, 5k power, 1k counter. Seems like terrible stats, but for getting to 7 Dawn is not that hard for us. And a 5k power, at least you can swing in with this. You know, this is a swingable body at sometimes. Not all the time, because we're getting a lot of new leaders that are starting at like a base power of like 6k nowadays, 7k on occasion. So this has an on play Dawn -2. Dawn -2, if your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type and your opponent has 6 or more Dawn cards on the field, draw 2 cards. Then play up to 1 Big Mom Pirate type character with a power of 6k power, 6 to 8k power from your hand. So obviously very similar to Katakuri, the 2 cost Katakuri, and your obvious targets are going to be either the ramping one, the blocker, or the removal one, the life removal one. This is a great card. It draws 2 cards, so you immediately it replaces itself immediately. You go up 1 card, and then you get to play out a Katakuri, basically a turn almost early, I think. 6 Dawn or more. Yeah, so if you're ramping accordingly, you'll be able to play out a Katakuri on your opponent's 6 Dawn turn, which is great. And what else? Yeah, it has 1k counter as well. Pretty good. All pretty good here. I'm very excited for this. I'm definitely be buying a playset when it comes out. This is probably the card I'm the most excited for. Yeah, and then this is probably the second one I'm most excited for. Some of these down here I'm pretty excited for, but yeah, definitely this is my number 1 right now. I really like this pudding. Also, the art's great. I really like the art. She looks very cute. I assume she's holding burgers for some reason. It's hard to tell, but very cute. Anyways, our next one is Shiru. Shiru. That's a very difficult name for me to say. Shiru is a 4 cost, 5k power, 1k counter. If your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates type, this character gains blocker and +4 costs. Kind of sucks, but whatever. On KO, if your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates type, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 4 or less. That's so lame. This card is extremely it's a good card, but it's very lame. Because not only is it protecting itself with its cost increasing, but then it punishes you for trying to do the same thing. I find that, I mean, it's very fitting. It's fitting for the character. I definitely don't like it though. It's a very stupid card. Because think about it. It does specify Blackbeard Pirates. So there's a 50-50 chance we get a new Blackbeard Pirate leader in the future at some point. I don't know who it would be. But that means that if they make more Blackbeard Pirate stuff, this is getting like an automatic home. Because it's a 1k counter, it's a 4 cost, 5k power, and then it's just a blocker that pushes itself up to 8 cost, and then it's getting rid of base power stuff, so it doesn't matter if you increase your costs or whatever you do, you're just gonna remove it. Doesn't matter. So it's a good card. I just don't like this type of design. I hate this kind of design. So, and then probably another card a lot of people are very excited for is Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria is a 6 cost, 7k power, no counter. On play, if your leader has the Thriller Bark Pirates type, play up to 1 character with a cost of 4 or less from your trash rested. Then give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. This is pretty good. I like that it says one of your leaders or characters. This is not really... Is this type locked? Then I think once it goes to the then give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or your character. I think that's a separate ability. I don't know if that's tied to Thriller Bark, because I see that part of the cost is the fact that you have to have a leader that's a Thriller Bark Pirates. That's for the first effect, I assume. The second effect is give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. There is a world we live in where this could see play in Luffy. It would require some testing. I don't know if this is actually going to work, but because it's giving Dawn, it's giving Rested Dawn to a character or a leader, I can definitely see it working in this Luffy list. But that's only if the effect activates without being a Thriller Bark Pirate. Otherwise, obviously, you know, Obviously, you're gonna be playing this in Gecko Moria. You're gonna be playing this in Perona. It's a very like diluted version of 8-cost Gecko Moria. It's not bad. I don't think it's like the best card. Especially what we used to have. You know, we used to have an 8-cost 9k power thing that reanimates 2 things. No questions asked. But this is fine, I guess. And it plays it rested too. I think that's the part that hurts the most, is the fact that it plays it rested. It doesn't even play it active. Because you don't even get to play blockers from the grave. Because obviously it's going to play a blocker, like a 4-cost blocker, but it plays it rested. So it kind of like defeats the purpose of playing a blocker out from your trash. Unless you build towards the on-play ability. But then if you're building with on-play in mind, then you're really going to be, you know, sweating against Blackbeard. Which is not, you don't really want to be, you know, under a lot of pressure with Blackbeard, you know, so maybe this is not that great. I can see the vision. I think it's good. I think there's a chance for Gecko Moria to come back. Is it with this card? Probably. At least it'll get people to look at Gecko Moria again and start cooking again, but we'll see. Sabo, this is another card I'm very excited for. This Sabo is a 6-cost, 6k power, 2k counter. If you have 15 or more cards in your trash, give this card in your hand minus 3 costs. So it becomes a 4-cost blocker. It just has blocker. Honestly, funny enough, I think this card would be great in Gecko Moria because Gecko Moria can easily fill up its trash with 15 cards. Rebecca does the same thing. Rebecca is very quick to fill up the trash. I'm trying to think who else likes to fill up the trash that's in black. I don't know. I was thinking like Black Purple Luffy could also want this, but it's a 6-cost, so it doesn't really work for what we want to do with it. Unless you somehow manage to fill up your trash with 15 cards, then I think you can play this out with your leader's effect with Black Purple Luffy or Black Yellow Luffy. This is good. I like this card. I'm very excited for this. I don't know if I have a deck other than maybe Gecko Moria that can take advantage of this effect, but I do like this effect. I do like this ability. Again, there's a contrast here. Very big contrast between these 3 cards. We're getting a cost minusing in hand, which is great. This is increasing its cost and then KOing things based on their original costs. I don't like this design. I love this design. This is a-okay with me. Next one, Otama. Another card that I'm very interested. I think I talked about this last time we did a set review, but Otama is a 2-cost 0k power, 2k counter. Activate main. You may rest this character and add up to 1 card from the top of your life to your hand. Up to one of your leaders or characters gain 3k power during this turn. Trigger, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. This card is good. It doesn't matter where you're playing this thing, this is a good card. I would argue, I mean, I know where this is gonna go. It's probably gonna go into the Black Purple Luffy list. Because it's during the turn, you're getting a buff for the entire turn. I've talked about this. I remember talking about this because in Green Yellow Yamato wants to see an effect like this because then you get rid of oh shucks, hold on, what's his name? I don't remember his name. Let's look at Wano. It is, I know it's a yellow card. There we go. Tonoyatsu. Tonoyatsu is functionally a worse version of this Otama. Because he does something similar. Activate main, you may trash this character instead of resting it. And then, where'd you go? There he is. One of your leaders or characters gain, that's a Lano Wano type, gain 3k power for this turn. This is not type locked. The downside, you are taking life. You're drawing your life. You're not trashing it, you're drawing it, yeah, to your hand. So, I like this. I really like this. And it has a trigger. Obviously, Tonoyatsu doesn't have a trigger. It rests at 4 costs or less. I feel like 4 costs or less is not like really relevant anymore. I don't think a lot of people are playing low cost blockers. I mean, I say that, but here we have Reiju as a 4 cost blocker. But I'm very excited for this card. Regardless, I'm buying a playset of this. Definitely buying a playset of this. Buying a playset of this, and then I'll probably buy a playset of this. Everything else is up to question. I do like this law, but I'm not sure if I'm going to buy a playset of him. But yeah, this, and then of course we have another character here, which I believe was designed for the new yellow Bonnie leader. So 5 cost, 7k power. On play, you may trash 1 card with a trigger from your hand. Up to 1 of your opponent's rested leaders or characters other than Monkey D. Luffy cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. So this freezes for a whole turn. Not bad. Trigger. Okay, up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. Trigger's not that great. But there is a new Bonnie. I think it's probably in here. Oh yeah, this was a new card, but we're not ready to talk about that. This Bonnie cares about having trigger cards in your deck. Obviously, this Boa is not the best. This Boa isn't the best, but being a 5 cost 7k swinger is not bad. No counter, which kind of sucks, but it does have a trigger and it does care about triggers. So I do see a use for this. It's very reminiscent of its blue counterpart, where its blue counterpart is able to freeze a character. However, this one can only freeze a character that is already rested, I believe. Yeah, rested leader or character. What's nice is that it can target a leader. Because if there's one thing you can guarantee is that your opponent's going to swing in with the leader. So on play, you can trash a trigger and then force your opponent not to use their leader again. So you turn off, like, against Zoro, the green Zoro, this is going to be great. I can see this being really good against green Zoro. And then of course, this is like fodder to, like, this is really good to discard with your Nami, with your 5 cost Nami. If we can go and look at it real quick. Yeah, this Nami. So, because this one wants you to trash the trigger. The Boa is a great thing to trash to this. And then this gets rid of a 5 cost, I believe. Yeah, and then you have 3 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. Yeah. So I can definitely see the synergy there. There's some good synergy happening in this deck. So, not a bad card. Probably not something I would play. Not unless I was playing the Bonnie leader, the yellow Bonnie leader. Then probably the card that everyone's probably excited for is the new ace, the 5-drop, 7k power, no counter ace. On play, if you have a Fist Up life card, play up to 1 Sabo, Porcus the Ace, or Monkey D. Luffy with a cost of 2 or less from your hand or trash. So, thank God they gave Black Purple Luffy Gecko Moria back. It's not the same, but welcome back, Gecko Moria. This I'm a lot more excited for than I am for this one. Music low. There we go. Up. There we go. Just making sure everything is kosher. All right. Yeah, anyways, this ace, I'm loving this ace because obviously this ace is playable with this ace. So you play this ace out, you trash it, and then you play this from life. If it's in your life, obviously with your leaders are able to put characters in life. What is this? ST13. So this entire starter deck was built with that ace in mind, it feels like, because we have all the babies right here and we have the leaders. Like obviously we have Luffy that lets us put 2 cards from our trash to the top of our deck or top of our life cards, which then allows us to play out an ace, lets us play out the 5-drop, and then pool different aces from the trash. So I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of potential with this card. I'm very excited because I didn't think they were gonna give Black Purple Luffy Gecko Moria back. And this is, while it's not like as strong, because what Gecko Moria used to do at 8 Dawn, it used to be able to play out 2 babies from the trash, which then allowed you to play out 2 characters from your life for free, which most of the time they were your Sabos. You were playing out your Sabos from your life, your blocker Sabos, and then you were using Gecko Moria to pull the babies back out to put the Sabos back into life. And it was nasty. It was very nasty stuff. I think this is a much better way to design that style of effect without it being like too broken. Now, I haven't played with them. I don't know what Black Purple Luffy or Black Yellow Luffy is like, but I imagine he got a significant buff since this card was added to the simulator. So again, these are all great cards. I like the design that they're heading towards. I don't like this design. I think this is pretty bad design. This one's a little weird. These this one is, you know, up for debate. I think this is pretty bad. This is like meh. This is great. This is great. This one's meh. This one's pretty good. That's fine. I think this one's kind of lame. That's fine. I wish it wasn't purple, but it's fine. This one's stinky doo-doo part. I don't like this Shuru. I think this is like, Blackbeard did not need this card. Kikomori is fine. This is great. This is great. This is fine. And this is great. So there's some of my rankings. I don't have a, I should have grabbed the tier list, huh? That would have been smart to do a tier list. But no, we just did it on the fly. So now that we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and play this Reiju and the simulator. I'm gonna test it out. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if these were like good switches. I think it's gonna work in theory. I'm not sure if I'm gonna enjoy playing it. Because in the East, we have a lot of pretty strong leaders. Especially because of PRB. PRB is do I want to go first? I'll go first. This is fine. Because we have some counter events. We have a removal. We have one of our EGGs. It's also been a hot minute since I played this. I'm gonna grab this. That's fine. It's been a hot minute since I played against Rayleigh. What did you grab? Zero cost defense. Oh, this guy's rough. Are my guys slash? No, they are not slash. Oh, perfect. So let's see what we can grab. I would really, well, no, we have one baby here. We can grab a second one. Let's ask for a 2K. Nope. Okay. Enjoy your turn. So we're gonna keep one up for Peacock, for Pheasant. Yeah. Confirm revealed cards. I see your cards. Very tasty, delicious even. I see. I see, I see. We'll see if we piss them off. That would piss me off. Yeah. That's fine with us. So we're gonna play out our EGG. This is okay, good. It's a strike. And then doubt he's gonna want to save that. There we go. He's at 6, 8 cards in hand. We'll see what he does. Another one. Very fascinating. Let's see, what can we do now? We could we could gum rock him. Probably not the best idea. I think it would be better to play out a blocker. He should be able to save this, yeah. There we go. That's great. Wow, that worked exactly how I planned. I'm a genius! Yeah, I see your cards. This could be an issue, actually. Because this won't allow us to activate our blockers, so we have to be pretty Oh, we don't have a ton of counter in hand. We'll see what he does with this, because he still has 6 on. He can only play up to 4 cost. Oh, okay. And 1k counter over. I mean, yeah, you got him. Congrats. 7. 7. That's fine. All right. He only has 5 cards in hand. Obviously, this is not going to be an issue. If he wants to save it, he can. And then 5, 6, 7. We don't have, we won't be able to go for game. And we also can't play pudding yet. Just trying to see if he's gonna play a trigger or not. Oof, that's rough. If we end up using the pheasant, we might end up trashing Red Rock, potentially. Ooh. Okay. Yep. See your events. Very cool. Oh, okay, fun. All you can do is just swing really big at someone. He doesn't have crush, right? Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to give up Red Rock. Unfortunate. Because very likely this is game on our end. It's not guaranteed, but it's very likely could be game. Oh no, he left. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. That felt pretty good. I was surprised that when we did see Reiju, we actually did have the events and trash to make that work out. So that did feel pretty good. Hand size is always going to be a problem, it feels like. I did like that. That felt pretty good. I'm going to check out Reiju because we need to Dawn minus more. And I don't know if we have anything that would let us Dawn minus more. How did I feel? Red Rock, it's nice to have Red Rock, but only for like emergencies, like for big bodies that are really difficult for EGG to swing into. Black Bug is a pretty good inclusion if we don't want to use Red Rock. We never saw German Kingdom, but we weren't really stressing on searchers because we eventually saw our EGGs. And that's kind of our primary target, is just seeing EGG. So once we saw him, we didn't really need the stage. Pheasant Peck did great. It worked exactly how I expected it to work. It got a little dicey at the end when we were only down to like 3 cards and we had a trash one for Pheasant Peck. But the first Pheasant Peck I think worked out great because we got to trash this with it. So I think it did work as intended. This worked as intended. Everything else was fine. I mean, no K counters is kind of rough. If I could get rid of, because having a 0 cost counter would be awesome in this deck. Is this not how we search for a cost? anymore. Like this one would be pretty good. Adding up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest and set it as active. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good trigger. Discard 1 card from our hand. Give something a 3k power boost for free. I think if this ever burns us, we just switch it in for Jet Gatling. I think the blue one is return up to 1 character with the cost 2 or less to its owner's hand. This could also be good to get rid of blockers. So both are pretty good. Arguably, this one might actually be better because there's always a chance we can bounce a 2-cost blocker back to hand if we don't want to deal with a blocker and want to push for game. I mean, that's like, you know, super fun, happy fun time thing happening here. So it's like, you know, magic. That's what it is. Magical Christmas land. We play the trigger of this, bounce a blocker, and we go for game. But then we have to get rid of these non-Germa cards. One of these non-Germa cards, which in this deck, there's not that very many. Like Pheasant Peck is probably what we would have to cut for the 0-cost event, which I'm not against because we're losing 1k counter, but we are also saving the Dawn that we would be using here. I don't know. But that felt like a great game. That was a great first game for Reiju. Let's see if we get our face pushed in again. There's always a chance. There's a chance that the next game we play just completely just runs over us. We will see what happens. Ooh, who's this? Oh no. Ugh. Koala. I don't like you, Koala. I'll keep it, but I'm not happy about it. Oh, this is gonna suck. Because this character is gonna make me manually play out my characters. Because Koala lightning bolts you if you use a character effect to play out a character effect, which I believe the Germas all do. Okay. I'm trying to think. Do I want to search again? I might want to search again. This character, if your leader is Germa type, you may play 1 cost 4 from your. When your opponent plays a character with an original cost of 8 or more. Wait, no. When this leader attacks, your player plays an original cost of 8 or more with your opponent's. So it's 8 or more. Let me see. Okay. Experiment time. Did I get burned? No, I didn't get burned. Let's go. No, I did get burned. Damn it. Ah. Nuts. Okay. Yeah, because he Koala didn't swing into me, but I'm at 3 life. And I should be at 4. Unfortunate. But now we know. Now we are smarter than we were a few minutes ago. They're at 4 Dawn, we're at 4 Dawn. This doesn't get a discount, right? Opponent, well, you have 2 or fewer Dawn. Oh, this sucks, huh? I'm trying to look at my hand to think, what can I do in retaliation? Not much. Let me read this. When your opponent plays a character with an original cost of 8 or more, or when your opponent, it's a or when. Or when, okay. Me see, me understand. When attacking, if your leader has a revolutionary type and your opponent has 5 or more cards in their hand, your opponent trashes 1 from their hand. It's not, it doesn't hurt. 5, 6, it's an 8 cost though, and this doesn't do original costs. So we would have to red rock this out of the way, which I don't know if we want to red rock this. Is it worth red rocking? It might be. But then that's basically our turn. And it's not a blocker either. Let me think. We can't really use any non-minusing effects because we have to play out our... We have to play out the, whatchamacallem, the EGG. Even though EGG is in the trash, at some point we would like to play them. Let me think. I'm gonna have to just play another one. And then... It's fine. Yeah, this is the guy I was worried about. This is the one I wanna get rid of. Does he have? Oh, he does have Robin. No! He's gonna Robin. I'm gonna end up discarding 3 cards. We're gonna jump down to 5 cards in hand. What are we trashing? Probably gonna trash the Searcher. This. So I know I'm trashing these 2. I wanna try to keep this. 5. Yeah, this is gonna make me trash a card in hand. I'm not gonna use it yet. I should use it, but no. Because I want to use Red Rock. I want to get rid of one of these 2. This is a blocker. That would be ideal to get rid of. 6, 7, 8. He's with 2 Dawn. And then I might keep one of these up. Start giving him some cards. Because we have to, at some point, hit this guy. Oh, can't attack. Ah, stupid Beiji. Well, at least we have the Pheasant Peck for defense. If he wants to kill this, that's fine with us. Well, maybe not, because then we can go for game. 5, 6, 7, 8. We could Pheasant Peck out of this, but I would like to keep characters. This is place one of your opponent's 4 costs or less. Yeah, I want to use the trigger. That's great. So all he can do now is just swing big at something. Or play something from hand. Yeah, I mean, throws a bit of a wrench in our plans, because now we can't really go for game. Not really. We could still potentially go for game, especially because he threw away 2k, which means these are probably 2ks. What are you gonna hit? Do we think we can kill them? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It won't be enough to save us. Well, we don't have life anymore. So I say we push for game, right? Let's put him in a false sense of security. 4, 7. Yeah. Let me think. How do I want to handle this? Let's see if he has counter. Let's see. We got it. Yeah, let's go. Oh, that stressed me out. I'm not gonna lie. But that was fun. That was pretty good. Nope, not west. We're doing east. Okay. That felt pretty good. That was not the end of the world. Though it did kind of feel like that. It was a little... Oh, I don't want to actually do this again. I want to fight someone else. Because we just did Koala. We just did Koala, so I'm not interested in another Koala fight. I'm out of water. No, come on, Blackbeard, stop. This guy, are you kidding me? Ugh. Oh, I hate this. I hate this with a passion. Fine, I can make it work. Oh, this sucks. I hate this. I hate this matchup. Oh, this is gonna be ass. We're fine. There's almost no point to go for the babies in this game. Oh, son of a gun. Oh, I hate this. Whatever. At least we have to force him to discard cards every turn. Because there won't be a single turn. If we ever catch him slipping, then we play our card. Oh, man. This is a 1K as well. That's be an easy target to swing into. Interesting. The hope is that we catch him slipping once. We didn't have a body to develop there. I'm gonna pudding the hell out of this guy. Once I get the Dawn, this guy's gonna get pudding so hard. And then we'll see who's angry. We'll see who's the rage baiter. Interesting. Oh, okay. Baboon. He's got 5 cards in hand. He hasn't searched up his top end, right? He did grab this. So 4, 5, 6. He'll be on 6 Dawn next turn. So we can hold off for a little bit. I think we leave one up for Pheasant Pack. And we play out our blocker. Very interesting. Oh, but this could definitely KO our Reiju. Yeah, because we only have one thing in trash. That's fine. They'll force him to commit some stuff. Yeah, I'm not interested in the babies anymore. Really low card size in hand, really low hand size. Okay. Let's see, 4, 5. So 6. So no, we should actually play. We should play pudding. And then play out. Oh, I have to grab this. That sucks. Oh wait, if your opponent turns all cards to hand, then your opponent draws 5 cards. Oh my god, it's stupid Blackbeard effect. Dang it. That's fine. That was my bad. Because I was so focused on this, I completely forgot who I was up against. That's fine. We'll take the L for this one. Yeah, because going late game with this card, with this guy, is never a good idea. Let's see. Oh, this is very unfortunate. He could block. If he blocks, that's fine, because that's just another body we don't have to worry about. Yeah, because now that he has Teach and Laboon on the field, he's gonna be able to remove whatever I have. Interesting. I could have sworn he was gonna throw his blocker at that. Yeah. It's fine by us. Yep. Okay. Nullify. So yes, okay, 6. Okay, we can't play this out for 3. Can we not? No, I think we're at 10. I saw 6. Is there anything in my hand I want to get rid of? Not really. No, yeah, I guess I can get rid of this. That's the best we can hope for. Problem is, once I go down at 1, he's gonna get a lot more aggressive. Once I'm down at 1. What am I discarding? Probably this. It's probably not the smart idea, but it's the only one I got. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. No, he's gonna swing us. Dang it. Oh, this sucks. I should have kept that card. Oh. No, because he's just going to swing all in face. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. Should have probably kept that card in hand, but that's fine. Can't always win them. We'll get one more game in. We'll see. Because I feel like Blackbeard just is always going to be a bad matchup for Reiju. Especially when you misplay a pudding. Can we deal with this? Okay, opponent chose to go, so we're going first. What we want to see in our hand, it's not this. This is a little better. I would like, no, I don't want to get a character down. Not yet, at least. We're gonna get, let me think. We do have a blocker. We can only grab like these 2. Yeah. All right. I'd like to grab that, but unfortunately that's not what we're grabbing. We have 2. We're making nice juicy targets for him to rest and attack into. Makes me a little bit nervous because I think at this point he could throw down Tashigi. Tashigi's a 4-drop or 6-drop. I think it's a 4-drop. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I mean, we don't have much counter in hand. We'll take it. Let's see how we're gonna do this. We essentially have 3 Dawn to play with. There's that EGG. Fortunately, we cannot play on this turn. One thing I know about this leader, he never has counter. Attack failed. Oh, he did counter. I was like, wait, what? If we start eating counter from his hand, that's not a bad thing on our end. And we do have the Pheasant Peck, so we're not like in up shit's creek. He's wasting 2k counters on us. Ooh, that feels good. At least we're gonna win the moral battle. Yeah, we may not win the fight, but we won the war by forcing him to use his 2ks. Okay, there's the Tashigi. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it would be a 1k we would give up. And then we're gonna probably trash maybe this one. And then we wanna trash that. That's fine. That's plenty of 2ks. Ooh. Ooh, is that... No, wait. Oh, that sucks. Because this is only on play. But we would force him to use another one. If the number of Dawn on your field is equal or less to your opponent's, our opponent has 6, we have 6. I think we can do this. Is equal or less. Okay. We're just gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep trying to push. We stand it on. It's gonna definitely hit big here. Another one, that's fine. So 5, 6, 7, 8. We can do 2 2Ks. And then we'll just take this hit. Oh, that feels good. It may not be the smartest idea. Could be, though. I wouldn't mind. Okay. Let's just start going in. Ooh. I'm thinking. He's at 8, we're at 4, so I think we should be able to play this out. I still can't play this out? If you have 2 or fewer Dawn, I have... No, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I have 7. I keep forgetting. Dang it. I think this allows us to bring a baby. Discard a card from your hand if you're equal to Dawn. 1 character. Okay, yeah, we could bring this little man back out. Don't think we're going to, though. Well, let me think. I don't really want to trash. I think... I think we're out of this game anyways, but we definitely pressured him. Because he has 2 swings here, plus he has a 5, 6, 7, 2K and a 1K. What are you gonna do, buddy? You gotta think. That's fine. You can have him. What I'm worried about is the fact that he's just gonna swing in with the 4 extra Dawn here. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10's 5. 6, 7, 8, 7. Yeah. And then, yeah, he'll swing in with Cavendish. 6. No. Oh, okay. 5. No. Not that easy. Yeah. Dang. Oh, that could have been good. I mean, he was giving us a whole lot of 2k counters. For some reason, this guy had a bunch of 2k counters. He's lucky. No, well, not really. He only had these 3, and then he had his events. Ooh, very interesting. That was a good fight, though. I definitely enjoy that. So it was like, what? We won 2, we lost 2. Not too bad. I would say that the Blackbeard one, some of it was misplay on my part. And then, oh man, Zoro, I'm still learning how to fight against Zoro. Zoro's not an easy one, but I did enjoy it. I'm still enjoying trying to figure out how to beat Zoro. I don't think Reiju is the way, though. Or at least, if Reiju can beat Zoro, I think I had a bad hand to do it. Changes I want to make. I mean, I think some obvious changes is get that judge. I did not click green. I think obviously getting judge in here would be beneficial for us. Just because he can rest it on, so he can rest events. Or he can negate events, essentially. And then being able to play 4, like, or, you know, doing like, you know, 4 HEGs or 2 HEGs and 2 Reijus from trash. To then play out a bunch of rushers. And big bodies. It's not bad. It's really not bad. But is it really better than Gum Gum Rock? Red Rock? Is it better than Red Rock? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it is. Is it better than Black Bug? Arguably, yes. But everything here, like, performed better than I expected. Honestly, I thought I was gonna queue up and lose like 4 or 5 games. But I think we broke even with this one. And pretty, like, soundly. Like, I feel like we had some okay matchups. Nothing crazy. We did see a lot of OP12 stuff, which is good because that's what we're prepping for, is we're prepping for OP12. So most of our matchups were OP12. Zoro we lost. I don't know if we can win the Zoro matchup, or at least not with the hand I had. Blackbeard I think is gonna usually be a loss for us. I don't think Reiju can just play straight bodies without any discounts. This stupid Sanji. You never go far enough down in Dawn to actually get any value of this Sanji, which is insane to think about. I'm used to Sanji being like free, or in theory he should be free most of the time, but for whatever reason he wasn't in these games. But that's fine, you know. He's at least a 2k counter, which is great. I'd like to go up some 2k counters, like, you know, trashing these 2 for like another Germa 2k counter. Let's see. That's, I think blue. Yeah, because this Reiju would be good because it's a searcher and it's a 2k counter. It might be better than Gion in this deck in particular, just because like this Gion is meant to be like counter for event decks. But I think we're past, maybe we're starting to fly past the power of this card. That's what I'm starting to feel. Also, we never saw this card. That's another thing I have to remember. This card never showed up in any of our hands, and if it did, we probably bottom decked it most of the time. A lot of relevant cards we did end up bottom decking, which was a little unfortunate. But yeah, there's the Reiju list. There's the updated Reiju list ready for OP12, and we got to look at some PRB02 stuff, which always happy to do. I feel like I'm still enjoying this game. I'm not like super happy where some of the new leaders are starting to show up. Like we can look at OP13. Like I'm not really happy with this Goldie Roger and with like some of the other leaders where they're like, you know, actually we can look at some of this stuff here. Like in OP13, we're getting a lot of very strong leaders. Well, maybe minus this one, but we got 3 really strong leaders. We haven't seen the 5th one yet, but these 3 alone have proven that they're kind of a menace. And I'm not looking forward to Ace, or I'm not looking forward to Sabo, and I'm definitely not looking forward to Roger. It's cool that Roger's going to be probably one of the strongest leaders in the game, but it's also going to suck if you don't have a Roger deck going up against another. If you don't have a Roger deck and you're going up against Roger, it's going to suck. This guy is crazy strong. So we'll see. We'll see how things pan out in the meta. As of the recording of this, there is a ban list coming out soon, but it's not coming out until like what? We're in August, right? Yeah, mid-August. So when OP12 drops for the West, we should be seeing a new ban list come out. And I assume that ban list will be in effect for the West 2 months from announcement. So fingers crossed. It's the end of this man. Let's see, where is he? Where's this idiot? We can finally get rid of Snake Man, I would hope. There he is. This guy. Hopefully. Ooh. That's relatively loud. There we go. But yeah, hopefully once those bans come out, I'm hoping they'll hit this leader. I know it sucks to always have a leader banned, and whenever they do ban lists, they seem to always hit a leader with some random cards. But I feel like this leader is, you know, without a shadow of doubt, like definitely the strongest. Like with this leader in the meta, we have to push the power level of every other leader coming out forward. You know, going forward, every leader has to be stronger than this leader in order to be relevant or to be viable. And I think that's like a bad design. I think that's pretty toxic in game design, is to keep constantly pushing the, what is the word? You keep pushing the envelope with each set, which is fine. Like, it's fine to push the envelope. These feel like they're pushing like feet. Like instead of pushing a few inches, they're pushing like feet and yards the power level of some of these leaders. Like the leaders feel significantly stronger than they did in the past. And it's a little worrisome, but I trust that maybe if this ban list decides to hit Luffy, I'll feel a lot more confident in Bandai's decisions. But even then, like we saw Roger. This Roger leader, man, I don't know. He seems really, really strong, and all of his support seems to just negate his leader effect. So he's just a 5 life, 7k leader most of the time, or at least the times that matter. So I don't know. Power level seems to be moving pretty fast in this game, and it makes me a little bit nervous. But regardless, I love One Piece, so I don't plan on stopping playing. It's just that, you know, playing in the sim might be a lot harder in the future because, you know, while leaders get stronger, I continue to play like these silly guys like Pudding and Reiju and Luffy because I like these leaders and their design space, but obviously they're pushing the design and power of everything. But anyways, there's this old man yelling at clouds. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching, whether you're watching live or you're watching the VOD later on. Appreciate you spending time with me. And until next time, I will see you in the next stream, which I think will probably end up being The King is Watching, since we didn't get to do that last week because of internet issues. So until then, goodbye. Bye 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 bye.